What's going on YouTube? So I'm gonna do a lot of paraphrasing, but I'm gonna send y'all some messages that I got yesterday. It'd be the slightest little slither of a message that comes through that makes the biggest and widest impact. I'm gonna say that one more time. It'd be the slightest, the smallest slither of a word, of a message that gets through, that just slides through. It's not ever the billboard in our lives. It's not ever the big bangs or the bright lights or the carefully orchestrated messages. It's the slithers. It's the moment leaving out the 7-Eleven or the Wawa if you on the East Coast or across the street from SeaWorld. When you see a homeless guy and he just says, "Thank you, have a good day." He don't say what you think he gonna say, which is, "Sir," or "Ma'am, you got some spare change," or "Can you help a brother out or a sister out," or can you help me fund my next meal?" He just says, "Thank you and have a great day." And if in that moment, that slither, you ain't get the message, which is that we only ever supposed to be is thankful. Even in our darkest hour, just say thank you. So if you didn't get that, you missed it. But it's always in those slithers where the biggest impact happens. So yesterday I had a couple slithers that sneak their little stuff in my life. One was I was watching a pastor. Just as we do in social media, we get sent clips and moments, and we watch them, and things like that, and and even with negativity, it just imparts things on us. But this so happened to be one that imparted something that stuck with me, which was, I had heard it before through a poet, but I've never heard it through a preacher. And everything is God, so it all makes sense. But he said, if it's human, it's me. If I look over there and I see a humanly act being done, rather heinous or horrible, it's me. Our first instinct is to see a bludgeoning happen, is to say, "Oh my God, oh wow, what, why, oh that's horrible." And then after the initial shock, we have to realize it could be us. We could be the perpetrator in that instant. We could be the one doing the bludgeoning if you pushed us the wrong way, and if it was on a certain specific kind of day. But it's not. And that message stuck with me. He was saying that if I see something humanly being done, it's me. He didn't say it like that, but that's what I got from it. And we so quick to judge or to persecute or to ridicule or to criticize another brother or sister having a moment, and not realizing that those moments are our moments as well. We got to be kind and gentle. That just brought me to another thing that I saw. I was watching a clip on social media. It was about the young woman. Her name is Lark Voorhees or something like that. She was the black young sister on Saved by the Bell back in the day. She grew up to have some really tough issues. God gave her some challenges. She was she got some issues, and her issues are, she got several different opinions in her mind at any given time. So she comes up to a scenario, right? Somebody wronged her. Now she got 4 negresses in her head telling her, and I think you should, and why we didn't, and she has to select which thing she's going to latch on to, and then that's what comes out. Very complex. Most of us, it's just one little sluggish little thing going on in there, and we kind of formulate something, but she has multiple. She has many different things, and she gets to pick which one she's going to portray or pull out. I think people with issues like that are just a regular person just, just exaggerate it, because we all have different ways we can respond to something, and we all have the choice to pull out which response we're gonna give. But she's describing hers as having these individual things that she gets to select with all of this emphasis, and it's just okay. But back in the day, she was displayed as somebody who was crazy or on drugs. But turns out the sister had issues, and watching that clip, she was on the Dr. Oz, so you can check it out if you want to. And I just reminded me that we need to be patient with one another, because we're all dealing with mental illnesses. It plagues a lot of us, and even some of us undiagnosed. We're walking around here with multiple personalities, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar, manic moments, and and the rest of us in the community are having to deal with these individuals who are processing these moments. You'll know a person in your life who's narcissistic, who just takes the air out of the room, right? It's all about them. Something you feel or say had something to do with them. You had to have been talking about them, or if something happened, it was about them, and they're the center of it all. They created it. You know that person. You also know the manic person who goes around and just lives life as if it was the highest skyscraper, and they were the richest and most intelligent person in the world, and they have the best idea, and they're going to just save the world, and it's just always just it's tight and tense, and it's just about to just fall off the cliff, but it really doesn't. And it's like manic has all the rest of us stressed, but for the person who's going through the manic episode, it's the greatest, most horrific, terrifying, exhilarating moment of their life, and it's just, we have to be sensitive to these people having these experiences while we're having our own. That's the gotcha part, and so it's just a lot. So yesterday was like, oh, okay, I got it. Okay, cool. Now, I wish that we all get these lessons all at the same time in life, and we just were able to live life, and we all know we're living in a knowing place and well educated place, and we go forward and everything's great. But that's not what happens. We're all on a journey at a different point, and we got to be patient to that. We got to be patient that the person in the other car don't know that you about to have a meltdown, and if they beep their horn, you about to flip out. And you got to know that if you're about to beep that horn, you might be beeping that horn on somebody who's on their way to go do something really destructive. And all of that energy might be directed towards you. Maybe you might not want to have a little road rage this afternoon, So I learned a couple lessons yesterday. I felt like I should share them. The last and final lesson was to let go and to let God. I was watching a clip. Well, actually, no. I was coming home from work, and I was listening to P.J. Morton's new album, the piano album, and he has a song called Let Go, and he did it on his last album, but this piano album, he does a lot of his songs over with just piano, and he had the group, the Walls group, sitting in on that session, I'm guessing, and he had the young lady from the Walls group, I don't know her name, join in on the part where you just repeat, let go and let God. And I was listening to that, and I got home and I just dismissed it like it wasn't intentional, but I got it in my car. I got the message, let go and let God. It was great. I wake up to this morning to somebody had sent me the same clip, and I'm like, oh. So it stuck then because it was like reinforced, and it was like, yeah, I wanted you to know you should probably let go and let God. That don't mean just like give up. That means know your role and know your place. Know that if it feels bigger than you can handle, it's probably not bigger than you can handle, but there's somebody on the job already, And I just, and it's like we have a gas issue. We don't go down there with the rusty pliers trying to jiggle some shit around. No. We call the gas company because we don't want it to blow up in our faces. We got a little leak in the pipe. We don't go down there with the tweezers and trying to jiggle some shit around. We go call a plumber because we don't want the flood in the basement. And it has to be the same thing about things in our lives that are just too big for us to make sense of. We got to go call a professional. I don't know who your professional is, but it's all the same, in my opinion. You can't be running around here trying to fix shit that you ain't qualified to fix. You got to sometimes put those rusty, raggedy tools down and let somebody who is a qualified professional help you. Now, bringing that back to Lark Voorhees and the woman with the 5 different things in her head telling her what to do, maybe it's a psychologist or a therapist. So, start there. Start with therapy. Start with talking it out with somebody, and then maybe it might escalate, or maybe it might already go to the part where you need some medical interventions, to help you establish a baseline to even function. God placed these people in your life for a reason. Utilize them. Maybe as a friend, you need to pick up the phone and call. Oh, another moment. I had a friend just call me out the blue. Not so much out the blue, because we all got things that we're doing in life, and when we able to make those connections or connections again, it's exactly at the time it should have been done, because that's what friends understand. It's like a unwritten rule, right? That if your friend disappears, let's say for 6 months or 6 years at a time, they're not your friend if they was really your friend. Because there's understanding. There's an understanding that things are going on. People are living life and having things happen, And when we do pass paths and we see each other again, it's as if nothing ever happened. It's as if time never went by, because we were living lives individually, but it was a shared experience because we're friends, just like family, So I had one of those pass by moments, and you only get what is it? Some guys right on the grass. I got a little distracted. You only, that moment only sticks out when the person really doesn't have that connection with you. But when they have that connection with you, it's not so something you kind of hold on to. You say, okay, well, wonderful. I'm blessed for being able to have another moment, and you move on. So yeah, I had one of those, which was great. We got this sunny, nice weather in the fall, in the wintertime, which was just kind of like helping me, because if you go back about 5 or 6 videos, I was about to just lose it a little bit. I don't like the wintertime, but we ain't been having a winter, so I can't even make that as no thing, because we've been having a lot of sun and a lot of opportunities to get some vitamins in our system. So I'm not gonna keep y'all much longer. I hope y'all have a blessed morning. Remember to let go and let God. Let go and let the doctor help you. Let go and tell a friend. Whatever it would take to just bring some relief in your life. Don't go carrying all your stuff by yourself. That's a t-shirt right there. Don't go carrying all your stuff by yourself. It's not, you don't have to do that, And yeah, peace and blessings. Bye.